Call the meeting to order.
The meeting is called to order at 6:15.
Okay.
And at this time, there is no public participation. So we will move on to acceptance of the Zoom recording from July 30th. Does anyone have any corrections, suggestions? Or I'll entertain a motion to accept the meeting minutes of the special meeting held on July 30th.
I don't think I have any, but I wouldn't have, I don't think I've seen it, but I don't think I would have any objections.
So we're accepting the recording. So I think, we can safely accept it. Although I've been told, just for the record, that they still want us to prepare summary minutes.
A written summary?
Right.
Mhm.
So, we have summary minutes. We don't transcribe the entire video. So they load the video up on the town website. And then you can watch it via the town website. But they still want us to submit summary minutes. So I'll prepare the summary minutes of the last 3 Zoom meetings, and you folks can approve that at our next board meeting. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Sounds good.
Okay,
It
so
does.
we have accepted
I don't have-
the Zoom recording.
I don't have
for now.
to do it this
And
way.
next month, we'll look over the summary that Carol will prepare.
Yep.
Thank you.
Good to go, so we accept. Any seconds?
I second.
All righty. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we're going to move on to, can we move right on to the resolution here,
Sure.
which will authorize me to execute the HUD Annual Civil Rights Certification for the Housing Authority's Housing Choice Voucher Program. I can, let's see, I think I left it in the other room. Do you have another copy? It's basically just renewing
Yeah, let me just get the civil rights cert.
the
Yep.
civil rights certification that we've always functioned on. Carol's going to go get the actual wording so I can read it to you all. Hope everyone is happy, healthy, and safe.
Yeah, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Hope you are well.
Yeah. What a year.
Working.
Oh, it's crazy.
Mentally fatiguing for sure.
Okay.
Okay, I'll read the last part. Be it resolved that the Housing Authority of the Town of Fairfield Board of Commissioners authorizes its chair to execute the civil rights certification and submit it to HUD. So this will be in conformity with Title VI of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Fair Housing Act, Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973, and the Title II of the Americans with Disability Act of 1990, and will affirmatively further fair housing.
And just for, a reminder, because this is our once a year cert that, I bring before the board. It's a certification that, the Fairfield Housing Authority will operate the Housing Choice Voucher Program in accordance with the federal acts that Carol was nice enough to articulate for us. So it's it's really a reaffirmation, frankly, of, how we're going to operate our program.
Yep.
Any questions?
Nope.
So,
Nope.
entertain a motion to approve.
I make a motion to approve.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Great. So resolution 20-03
003 is approved.
approved unanimously. Wonderful.
And then we can move on to Carol's report, the executive director.
Yeah. So I included, just for the PDF that I sent around, I included Peggy's report as well. So
Yes.
I certainly will make mine short, but some of the highlights in the report, and this will make Peggy chuckle. We opened and closed our Housing Choice Voucher wait list. We opened it up on July 31st and closed it on August 13th. So it was roughly open for exactly 14 days.
Wow.
Yeah, 2 weeks. And rather than having you guess, because we might be here all night, we've received over 7,000 pre-applications.
Oh my gosh.
Exactly. So here it is, September 17th, and we're just about at a point, thanks to, Peggy, our summer intern. And I have opened up some, but not a lot. So I certainly don't even want to include myself in the heavy lifting. But the apps are being opened as we speak. We think we will have them all opened and assigned control numbers by the end of next week, which
Wow.
is quite the undertaking. Yes. So
Huge.
once we assign control numbers to each application, then we will use the random selection method, i.e. the lottery that it's known to most folks. And we will
Right.
select either 200 or slightly more than 200 applications. Once those numbers are selected randomly, we then go back and get the pre-app associated with the number, because we don't know what numbers associated with what client or applicant. So it's completely random selection. Obviously, it's the only way we can do it based on the volume that we've received. And it's obviously the fairest way to do it. So, hopefully, I'm guessing sometime in mid to late October, we'll be able to send congratulation letters to the 200 plus folks that were selected. And, obviously regarding the numbers, we're going to make 200 people very happy, but we're going to make a whole lot of people very unhappy. And this is the world we find ourselves in.
Yeah.
And this is the nature of, the Housing Trace Voucher Program across the United States. I mean, there's just not enough vouchers to meet the needs. And, we're learning this firsthand sitting right here in, Fairfield, Connecticut.
Carol, what happens to the other people, the 6,800 people?
Yeah.
They just
Yeah, so the other 6,800, unfortunately, will have to wait till the next time we're able to open up our wait list, Rita. And so
they don't automatically get put in the pool next time.
no.
Okay.
And just, just to give some context to this, the last time the Fairfield Housing Authority opened up its wait list, I was an executive director. So you can figure out how long ago that was. And the reason is, our program is so small, the only time, we're able basically to, issue new vouchers is when folks on our program are either porting out and we have the money to replace the voucher, or, they just leave the program for whatever reason. So,
Wow.
if we issue 10 vouchers and we set 10 units a year, that's quite the accomplishment. Well, if you're doing 10 units a year and you have 200 people, and assuming they all want to remain on the wait list, it's going to take you 20 years to get through the existing wait list. So it can be overwhelming for sure,
Yeah.
I guess I knew that, but I didn't want to hear it again.
Yeah,
So,
unfortunately, we have wonderful work, but we tend to give folks that call our office, and Peggy knows this, we're the bearer of bad news all the time because, folks are desperate. You guys know this. Housing is healthcare. Housing is, at the core of everything, humans do. And, there's a lot of folks right here in town that have this need. So.
yeah. Thank you, Carol.
You're
Yeah.
welcome. The other things, we're moving right along with the refi at Trefoil, as well as the transfer of Greenfield Commons. Greenfield Commons is currently at HUD. We're just waiting on them to approve the transfer. And the refi is actually going very well. You can read it in my report, but we're hoping to have the HUD financing application up to HUD for the HUD insured note or loan. We hope to have it before Thanksgiving. So I'm not thinking we're going to make the closing by December 31st because, HUD has to review it. And I'm guessing they're inundated for all sorts of reasons, with low interest rates. People are out there, refining and refinancing a lot of the HUD, instruments. So, we'll have to get in line, as they say, but the quicker we get in line, the quicker we'll get, hopefully approval from HUD.
Okay.
And then Peggy, I didn't know if, besides, I know all the time that you've spent opening up envelopes. You have had some time, right, to work with residents, so maybe you just want to
Right, we're
update
up to
folks.
Peggy now for your report.
Yes, no, yes, Peggy. Besides the HCB opening up those applications, as Carol said, was amazing and rewarding, but task. But the 7,000 pre-applications that came in, we want to thank the post office for putting up with us, because I would go down every day and pick up buckets of envelopes because they couldn't even fit in our mailbox. So they were very helpful, I have to say, in putting them together in one bucket, and I would go down daily and pick them up. But we're in the process, and the summer intern was wonderful, and Carol, so we'll get them all opened up. But along with that, I was happy with the residents to get out all the farmers market coupons, which did come out late, a little bit later than normal, because they didn't have as much staff. But everyone did get some. I was able to distribute 75 booklets, and they were able to go to the farmers market and get some fresh fruits and vegetables.
Oh, that's
So
great.
people were very, and again, and checking in with people, everyone, it seems to be doing well. No issues with any problems with COVID. People are wearing their masks and just seem to be following all the protocols as much as they can.
And there's still no farmer's market in Fairfield where?
No, I knew you could ask that, Rita, and no, there is no farmer's market in
Ah!
Fairfield yet. They
Okay.
did actually take a couple away. They were so unsure that when they printed up the booklets, they usually have the farmers markets printed on the back of the booklet, but they didn't even do that. They included them in a different, just a handout that I had to give along with the farmers market coupon, because they were so unsure what towns would be doing that they didn't even, when they printed them, didn't even include that yet. But Bridgeport, there's a couple in Bridgeport, and I think Stratford and Trumbull had some. So most of the residents, I think, went over to Bridgeport and got some produce there.
Okay, thank you.
And I said we were able to do some in my report, the Conaro annual conference and a very informative conference day, all online, that we were able to, listen in on. So we're just trying to continue with what people have to offer, and they're trying to be inventive how to, provide these different webinars online.
Thanks, Peggy.
No, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, thanks, Peggy. I think now we're going to adjourn and go into executive session.
So somebody want to make a motion?
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second?
Rita? Second, I'll
I-
second.
All right.
Okay, we're recording, so
Okay, we are now going to formally adjourn.
right, and noting that we came out of executive session and obviously there was no vote or otherwise decisions made.
Correct.
Right.
So I'll,
You want a motion to adjourn the meeting?
at, what is it now, 6:40?
Motion to adjourn, 6:40. Do I have a second?
I second.
All in
Great.
favor?
Aye.
Okay, we're done then.
Okay, adjourned.
Adjourn, turn us off.
So next